alive. Yeah.
And I had to restart it because
Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Fiesta Gaming on Stuper Bowl Sunday. Yes, that's right. Stuper Bowl, where everyone celebrates great commercials and two groups of however
cosplaying as professional sports players.
Yep. And competing in a match.
Tickets to that con are really expensive, though.
Ridiculously expensive.
Too expensive for my taste.
Anyway, I'm Kane.
I'm Keisha.
And I'm Fry.
And welcome to the stream. So, we've got a couple things to talk about before we get into any gameplay yet. First and foremost is one of the big news stories out of the past week is that a professional FIFA team has actually hired a pro gamer.
Which team is this?
Wolfsburg from Germany.
Yeah, it's Gesundheit. I mean,
Wolfsburg from Germany, they actually hired a British professional gamer to essentially be a professional gamer for their team. He's part of the team. He wears a jersey during all of his professional gaming spiels.
Just like the gameplay, tell them how to...
they hired him for strategy.
They hired him for actual gameplay. Whatever he does, he just wears the Wolfsburg jersey. So he's essentially part of their team. And
but he doesn't actually play on the field. He just makes...
Yeah. He plays for official gaming. Like he does professional gaming in any of the championships.
Just like how Cloud9 has Halo and League of Legends and
They have their own teams. Now Wolfsburg,
under the team name.
Yeah, Wolfsburg has their own professional gamer as part of their team. So
it's cheaper than hiring a full-blown team. Plus, you have the obvious connection of the per game he plays professionally is a video game based on their sport.
So officially, he is part of the team. So that's one of the big things that have come out. Also, that's something we haven't really touched on here, but has been the word across the land. Is that you heard me? You heard me. Word across the land. I had no better word for that. Essentially, the only game that came out in January that was worth noting was, by any PC gamer standard, The Witness. Puzzle-based game. Pretty interesting from what I've seen. I haven't been able to get my hands on it yet. But, frankly, it kind of harkens back. It's cel-shaded. The developer, what's his name? John Blow. He actually has been working on it for the past 3 or 4 years, and it's just gorgeous. Everything I've seen of it is just big, it's wide, it kind of reminds a lot of people of Myst. How it's just this kind of blank, storyless landscape, and then you go into it and you solve these puzzles that are all based on, at least from what I've seen, are all cube, you walk up to a screen and then you have to direct through a little maze to get to the other point. So is it an
online game?
No, it's just a single-player puzzle game, kind of like Portal, but without portals. And you just solve the puzzle on the screen.
What's the point?
Just wait for it. You solve the puzzle on the screen, and that opens up your next area. And then sometimes you get to a point and you realize you have to go back into the area behind you and solve puzzles to advance forward. And it starts out with just getting your little cursor to the right end point. But then once you move on, you end up getting 2 start points, and where you move in relation to the first one, it also moves the second one in a mirror image. Or it'll move it so that it'll move opposite to it. So if you move one up, the other one moves down. And then there's other ones that you have to separate certain colors from other colors in the map, in the grid. And it gets pretty interesting and pretty intricate.
Sounds like it.
But over time, it slowly introduces more different styles of puzzles. And then once you get to a certain point, there's where they all kind of converge. And to advance, you have to solve something from every single one. And if you haven't understood how to do the max level sort of puzzle, you won't really ever solve it unless you go back and find the first one that introduces you to the process, and then you go and complete all those, and then come back and do the master one.
Okay.
So it's pretty interesting. I really want to get my hands on it.
I feel like that might have influenced that suggestion you had the other night at our meeting.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
While you were describing it, I was like, okay, sounds familiar.
But yeah, it's just one of those games that if you haven't played it, I haven't even played it yet, and I suggest playing.
I don't even remember which one you're talking about.
It's okay, we'll catch you up later.
We'll talk
I
about
was
it.
there and I don't know. It was like 2 nights ago.
But
there's alcohol, it's just blur.
Just because I'm the only one that doesn't drink. But yeah, it's one of the biggest things that people have been talking about everywhere is this game. And it's just this single-player puzzle game that everyone's playing. And if you haven't played it, you should, because it's just gorgeous. It's probably one of the most gorgeous cel-shaded games I've ever seen. It's got fantastic puzzle gameplay, so if that's your thing, if you haven't touched it, go and touch it. And get your hands all over that.
I'm gonna go touch it.
It, not you.
Aww.
It.
Oh,
You want some tea?
you actually got touched. Anyway, another big thing that's been circling, at least here in the Utah area, is one of the biggest gaming events.
Not biggest as in size, but
Like
biggest as in like this thing takes up a lot of room.
yeah, one of the biggest gaming events that has hit northern and total like all of Utah. I think since Gaming Con last year.
Yeah,
And Gaming Con really wasn't that big.
No, Gaming Con has had their own. There was a.
What was it like a
I
first
can't
time?
remember
It
the
wasn't-
freaking name of the group that did it. They're a non-profit organization that hosts tournaments, and the money they make they just put back in because they do it as a side thing.
Yeah.
And they hosted tournaments, but now Gaming Con has their own land events coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
But locally owned Go Big or Go Home Entertainment, they use 12-foot inflatable screens on projectors for their events. And these things are huge. Huge.
We're gonna show you this in a minute.
Nope, wrong monitor.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Inception over here. Screens upon screens.
There we go.
Screens. There it is.
So yeah, these giant projectors right here, those are their gaming screens.
Yeah. They are pretty big.
It looks like a lot of generalized fun, like just just random shooting the breeze with a couple hundred people because that's how much attraction this is going to get.
Yeah.
Because they're going to see a bunch of giant inflatable stuff, think it's bouncy houses, realizes it's video games, and stick around to check it out.
But then the big thing that's going on with the event that they had planned initially was that they were going to have a gaming tournament for Black Ops 3, as you probably see on the screen.
And an Xbox One Black Ops 3 tournament, not PS4, which
makes
is
no sense.
where they're all their competitive. Xbox is... In this area, it's more common.
Yes, but with the Black Ops 3, they were going to have a tournament for it. They were just planning on like 30, 40 teams sign up. And
they had a lot more than they planned. Right? That's what I heard. I have not verified this firsthand.
They were planning on 30 or 40. They got significantly more. So the week before the tournament was supposed to take place...
2 days.
Oh, it was 2 days.
2 days.
So 2 days before the tournament was going to take place, they went and decided, you know what? The center where we're going to be doing this was just a local high school. Isn't a big enough space for how many people we have. Supposedly, like, rumoredly, it's right around 300 teams of 4 people. Somewhere around there. And
that's 1,200 people almost.
Yeah, 12,
and then all
almost
the people
1,200 people.
That are going
friends,
to watch.
family.
And then, in addition to that, for every team of 4, they took $100 as an entry fee. to essentially go towards the grand prize winning pot.
$1,000 for
Yeah.
a grand prize.
Yeah.
All the teams that have signed up were refunded, and they are restarting their
They're essentially
registration
going to-
process, which is good of them. They didn't just take the money and
Right,
then push
right.
it back and then deal with the issue of no, they just refund across the board.
Yeah.
It might hurt them a little bit for having to push back the tournament, but I don't know. It's a big enough thing that I think they'll recover just fine.
Yeah. But ultimately, like,
Now it's at an archery range. I'm hoping it's an indoor archery range because that would suck ass to do it. In
although they
February.
may have pushed it back to springtime.
February 20th.
Oh,
right
they pushed
now.
it back for February 20th.
So they just pushed it back 3 weeks. Nothing major. $50 or $100 per team. I'm not sure what the difference is going to be.
Up to 4 people, so it's probably 50 for 2, $100 for 4.
Yeah, and they'll probably just stick 2 and 2s together
Yeah.
in a team. I'm sure.
$100 entry fee wins $1,000. Second place $750. Third place $500. $50 entry fee. So if you pay $50,
I'm wondering
entry
if
fee,
it's a
they have
2v2.
it. So, oh no! Essentially, based upon which pool you enter, so either the $100 pool or the $50 pool.
Oh, I'm wondering if they're going to run 2 side by side.
Yeah. They'll probably do that 2 side by side, so if like teams don't have $100 between the 4 of them, they can just do the $50 one and still have the chance to win the $500, $350.
And let's see if
or
this is. I'm hoping it's an indoor archery range. Let's just double check.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So
Yes.
they're going to have some space.
They have plenty of space set aside, but
Hopefully their ISP is able to handle it.
indeed.
Oh, because there's no land support for
Sorry.
Blackout. I don't think there's land. There's land support for
Over
Blackout.
here
So,
yawning.
I noticed that a lot of games that are coming out, there's no land support.
Yeah, it makes me disappointed. Me
And it's
a
harder
bunch
because the LAN aspect of doing things is you still need an internet connection, so it's pretty much gone.
a bunch of the guys from our previous Halo lands that we used to do. We're actually talking about starting that up with Halo 1 again. We actually just had a Facebook message start this morning like, so no games are landing anymore and we're really bored, so we're looking to host a LAN at our house. Everyone get back to us. And just, okay. So we're looking to get, eventually we're trying to get original Xboxes to LAN up and play original Halo 1. It's going to be great, but
That'll be
so
awesome.
fun. I
Yeah.
never had like the opportunity to do the land.
Oh, they're awesome.
yeah.
It's
I know the concept. I
people
know
that
the-
have not done LANs
Local
aren't
area
hardcore gamers.
Well,
If you think about it, like
That's debatable.
people who didn't do anything in the past,
Unless they didn't have
They don't
anyone to do
do-
it with.
yeah, that's the big thing. Is
I
that
probably would.
typically with LANs, it's all about having people in your area willing to do it, or people who are willing to get out of the house to do it with you. So sometimes that's not necessarily easy. Like you can have custom games with a whole bunch of people that you know online, and it's just like a LAN, but you're just not in the same area. So it's with LANs, it can be tricky, and like it's understandable that it's easier just to be online. But getting everyone together, having each individual TV screen set up, it's just one of those things that you're like, I can see why this is a thing and was a thing and should continue to be a thing because it's probably one of the greatest social experiences you'll ever have.
And that way, if you get your butt kicked, they're right there that you could just punch them.
Well,
no.
there's a lot of inter-room yelling. That's for sure. But then once the game's over, it's all fun and games. Like it's not competitive. It's not.
Yeah. Plus, you all can just decide to take a break,
Yeah.
but you're still hanging out. Like you could.
You
Just,
can all go drink a do
should we
Have a pizza.
get a food run? You know,
Walmart run, anything. Like
so and so needs a headset. Let's all pile in one car and go.
That holds
It's-
4 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
When
you
it's 10 of you, a four-person car. Yeah.
I've done that before.
Exactly.
And then you all pile out like a bunch of clowns, go into the store, and you know,
Get the one headset and then get all back in the car and go.
yeah, all 10 of you have to check out for the one item,
Yeah, for sure.
and it's just the beauty of it.
But yeah.
Well, it's a
Um,
Walmart run, so everyone else is going. You're gonna get something more than
Then
just
you're
a
getting
headset.
snacks.
But
You gotta get more Mountain Dew, chips. You know,
yeah, but Go Big or Go Home Entertainment, their website, wowfactorishere.com. Tournament's February 20th, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Going to be a long day. Not sure how it's going to be structured yet. They don't have that details listed on their website. Obviously, you can see what we can see right here.
But ultimately, the website does have, or the contest and the competition does look like it's going to be pretty big, and has the potential
big.
to,
You know?
Yeah, big in size and big in production
scope. Yeah.
So ultimately, I think that this is a good step for the gaming community here in Utah, just because we've kind of needed something like this for a while. Because really, there's no competitive scene here. There's a lot of gamers.
There are a lot of competitive players. There's a bunch of semi-pro Halo players. There's 2 pro League of Legends teams.
Yeah, but
under the same gaming.
Ultimately,
company.
there's no actual competitions here. There's no events. There's nothing in addition to all of these nerds enjoying what they do.
No, there's
Comic-Con.
And there's Gaming Con.
But that's about it. And that really doesn't
Can I cancel
one to 3 events a year. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah,
1 to 3 events a year. That's not enough.
No. So, really, I'm excited to see where this goes and see if we can actually build off of this.
That would be cool.
Because if one company starts doing this and has a big enough turnout, then
it'll push others.
It'll push others and show people that it's actually a viable. Show that it's a viable thing to do. So I'm excited to see what takes place here. I hope it's well done. And if it's not well done, I hope somebody gets the idea to go ahead.
We'll try to get some coverage of it that day and bring it to you guys. Hopefully with form of videos, maybe some pictures.
We'll bring it up here.
Or 2.
We'll bring it up here on Twitch as well as on our YouTube channel.
As much as we can.
And we'll keep everybody in the know. If you have liked our Facebook page, it'll be all of that information and stuff will be there as well. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you should go do that right now.
And check out Twitter.
And check out our Twiddle.
Links are down here.
Twiddle. You heard me. It's a Twiddle now.
Twiddle?
But yeah, so we will do some coverage of that on the 20th of February, and we'll go from there. Now, in the sadder side of news, FantasyCon, the other main event that took place here in Utah, has been canceled.
They had to push back a year already because of funding. And apparently all the people that are starting to financially back it want too much creative control that it's changing what the first event was. And the first event was awesome. And it was so well organized. And I didn't have to question anything. And everything was just there. And there was a dragon.
It was cool.
And we got little stuffed dragons for VIPs, and you wanna
I got it. Yep, I got it.
You wanna grab him?
Yoink.
Here,
our little stuffed dragon.
Our little
It's
stuffed
cool.
dragon.
And we got-
He's our mascot.
And on the foot, it's stamped for the first FantasyCon of the
Number 1.
Ever.
Right here.
Everness.
So yeah, he's our little mascot right now.
And we also got
Yes.
There we go.
we got satchels. Like I felt like Indiana Jones the whole 3 days that I was there because I had a satchel.
There's nothing wrong with a good satchel.
No, and now I finally have a satchel. What are you?
Oh, she's being casual.
It's flying through the air.
Anyway, so yeah, it's one of those things that's sad, obviously. We really want them to continue doing what they're doing because last year was so good.
They do have a financial backer who said they will push the event if there's enough interest. So go check out fantasycon.com
Please, it's yours.
And sign their whatever they have their petition type thing they've got going.
It's
as long as
there was a petition on
yes,
that?
there is. I signed it.
Can we get a website?
Fantasycon.com should be.
Okay.
Should be.
shot.
Here we go. As soon as my mouse decides to mouse.
Mouse. So yeah,
Join the fight for FantasyCon. They do a lot of stuff. They do a lot of charity stuff, which is awesome. See, Dragon.
Yeah, that is pretty legit.
They had a bunch of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit casts there last year.
Can we get a full screen of that dragon? Because that actually is pretty badass. Did
It was like
smoke coming out? Volos. Wow.
it was so cool.
Damn.
He's a big boy.
But they had like a little podium thing that you could, well, not podium. Anywho, they had a little stand thing so that you're close to it, and like it was breathing down on your head.
That's cool.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
He was. How big did they say?
I don't know, but he's look how tall he is compared to the ceiling. Like, these Walmart
like
ceilings are like higher than Walmart ceilings.
That's like 40 feet?
I think his wingspan was 90 feet.
Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, because one wingspan looks about as how tall he is. So yeah, 40
it was
to 50
so
feet tall.
cool. Like, it was. See?
Damn. That's legit.
Yeah, and like you just walk up to him and then just that happens. You're like, oh, this is so cool.
And they modeled the little souvenir ones after him, so.
Not quite as intimidating.
It's
This one's
not.
more cute
Well, yeah,
than
obviously.
anything.
But they. It's cool.
You can shape the
Yeah, there's
wings.
wires in the wings. You can shape the wings.
That's awesome.
They went to some good lengths, but yeah. FantasyCon needs to happen. It's one of a kind. It really is. They had a bunch of LARPing troops there. One of them, Belagarth LARPing troop. You got to actually like fight with them. And they had this cage. Yeah, they've got the swords, they've got the shields, and you could fight them. It was so awesome.
Like every other hour they went through. No, was it probably every 2
Oh
hours?
yes, and then they had epic like 30-on-30 clashes. In this, that you could sit and watch 60 people beat the living crap out of each other. It was like medieval Battlefront in real life.
You didn't go?
No, I wasn't able to. I was saving up for Comic-Con.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. There's
So,
just
yes,
so much new
join the fight.
stuff going on in Utah right now that I just
Show
can't
your
afford it all.
support. Here's the
Do
letter
we have a
from
name
the
for this one?
CEO. Huh?
Do we have a name for this one?
One what?
This guy.
Mini Volos? I don't know.
Volos?
Is that what the name
The
was?
dragon's name
Yeah,
is
the
Volos.
dragon's
yeah.
name is Volos.
My
So
little
mini
brother
Volos.
called him Smaug.
Well, that's
That's-
Tolkien. Unfortunately, it's not the same thing.
That's trademarked. I think.
Yeah, that's trademarked, so we can't
Right.
really use that.
But-
But yeah, Volus 2, Volus Jr.
Baby.
There we go.
Volus,
Junior.
baby.
Volus Jr. He will return back over
Oh
here.
yeah,
but,
show your fight. Join the fight for FantasyCon, and show your support, and
So,
help them out. Another sad news: Ant Simulator. Not a thing anymore. If you're a fan of the simulator series of games such as
dude.
Goat,
as Goat Simulator.
Farm, or Euro Truck,
Mm-hmm.
there's significantly a lot more. But Ant Simulator, what was going to be awesome, is now dead.
Well,
It got squashed.
it got squashed. But it's probably the best way for a game to get squashed in the history of ever. So,
Okay, I'll give
Originally-
it that. I'll give it that.
originally the game was going to be crowdfunded. They did receive money through that crowdfunding, and they were going to be using that money to develop the game. Now, one of the people who went in on this development was actually interested in doing this. And out of the three, he was the only one that was truly interested in using that money to develop the game. The other two gentlemen, well, I wouldn't even use that word. The other two men who were also invested and interested in producing this game proceeded to use the money that was crowdfunded for Ant Simulator on hookers and booze. Yes, that is right. Hookers and booze. Of all of the things, they used it on booze and sex. It is probably the greatest thing. So, all of the money is
The
gone.
only way it could have been better is if they added jet skis.
Or blow. So, all of the money for the game is gone.
Greatest thing
The
ever.
announcement of all of that funding is probably one of the saddest videos you can ever listen to.
I haven't even seen
Because the guy is like, hey guys, so Ant Simulator is no longer gonna be a thing. Like, the dude just sounds utterly defeated. Like, completely defeated, because these two guys who he considered his friends, like, totally betrayed him. He no longer is gonna be able to work on the video game he was planning on. Like, he's just like the most defeated and sad person you can ever listen to. And it's, my heart goes out to him, but it's still probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Like, how could he not know what that money was going towards, or like where it was going? Like, how? One, two. How could these guys just go ahead and like bail on their friends? Like, yeah, sorry, dude, we went and spent all that money on hookers and booze. And
you
now
think they actually apologized for that?
No, they didn't apologize.
They apologized.
They actually legitimately like argued against and want to like counter sue him because saying that he is making false claims about them and them using that money for anything else. And they said that he moved all the money around and hid it away for himself, but he's just like, no, you guys definitely used it. It's not me. Like, it's become a thing now between them. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But Ant Simulator, unfortunately, will no longer be able to be played.
Maybe one day it'll happen again. Maybe one day. I feel like that would have been awesome.
I
feel like it would have been timed better with Ant-Man.
There's too much hookers and too much booze in the world for it to ever happen again.
You know the important things in life.
Yep. Sorry, dude.
Since when are hookers important to you?
You don't know my life.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
I just work here. Which seems like it's been my my tagline for all of today. But
I just work here.
Pretty much.
That's right. Doom Collector's Edition and the Nathan Drake Collectors. Doom. So Doom, well anticipated.
It worked, right? That's why you have me on this, so that I can make weird noises.
That and you love video games.
Yeah, but no, that's the noises.
No.
It's the noises. It's
I sound
so Doom did receive a collector's edition. Finally, there have been quite a lot of people waiting for it, and it's pretty legit. It has the full size, like the solid 12-inch statue of one of the main characters that you actually see in like the trailers. They got the guns over his shoulders. I'm pretty stoked for it. I'm not going to be buying it because I'm broke as all hell. And I'm going to be getting that Tom Clancy Collector's Edition division.
Was that good? You played the beta?
So doing another one in a couple weeks. So
yep.
Yeah.
And
then the beta comes out, and I'm bedridden all weekend. So there went my experience for the beta. I was so fucked.
Yeah.
So I could not get to the chair to do this.
But
that's why we didn't have a show last week, because I could not get into my chair.
Anywho, back to the Doom.
So yeah, with Doom, it's including the 12-inch statue as well as the metal case for it.
Steelbooks.
It's
everywhere.
It's gonna be pretty badass. And then also, for all you PlayStation fans out there, the new Nathan Drake Uncharted 4 Thief's End PS4 bundle has been announced, and it's that off matte gray with the gold Uncharted on the bottom. Fry's bringing it up now. It actually looks pretty cool.
Matching controller as well.
Yeah, the matching controller is pretty cool too. To me, though, because I'm colorblind, that looks pink.
Really?
It does. It really does. Like, it's
so
just
what
like
do those cookies look like?
It's a soft shade of pink to me.
What do those cookies look like?
Kind of pinkish.
Okay.
They're pink and white.
All right.
But
I didn't
sorry.
know you were
I'm sorry.
that bad.
I forget that all the time.
I know. Everybody does. And then when I say something, they always like, "What color is that?" Yes. Yes, I know.
Well, I only asked because that is actually pink. I didn't like, what color is that stick of deodorant sitting over there? You know?
My friend is
just
colorblind with Christmas colors. So
Aww. That's
Christmas
adorable.
and Christmas comes around and everything's brown.
Aw,
Ew.
that's so sad.
Must be a really shitty time.
Bum. God damn it, Barb. Anyway. But then Uncharted 4 also did get their announcement for the Collector's Edition as well. Which just
One
so
Piece apparently has its
briefly.
own
Yep, One Piece is
thing
making
going
another game.
I
on.
haven't even heard of one.
Yeah.
It's an anime.
It's definitely an anime.
And it's a really good anime.
I have
You
never
don't
watched
like
any of
anime.
it. I really don't.
It's like, it's a pirate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Arr, we make use.
Not
really.
Quite. More like he can, like, Mr. Fantastic his fist into somebody's face.
I could do that too. Only
Well,
Not at the range that they can.
it's like a quarter of a mile out.
Anyway. But yeah, One Piece also gets a new game in Collector's Edition, so that's the majority of the new announcements.
Elite controllers are starting to be in stock if you're looking to pick up one of those.
Yep, they are getting more and more in stock. Microsoft has been releasing them slowly. I'm thinking eventually in March we'll be getting more. They've set that soft release for additional controllers.
They really...
didn't it start out like they were only gonna do a limited amount?
Yeah, they
and
figured that
And then they
nobody-
sold out within like 3 minutes, and they were
Yeah.
like, well, shit.
They figured nobody would like, or the majority of the gaming community wouldn't spring for that high of a price point.
No, but you gotta think their competitor is double the price.
So
Like,
that
I'm
was
sorry,
the thing.
Scuff, but like, Jesus Christ, dudes.
That was the big thing, is that they were caught off guard by how many of them they sold immediately. So they're doing more launch for them. I'm hoping that the new ones don't reduce in production quality. But what is
That's really cool.
Oh. Nice.
An Alistair action figure. That is
Cool.
off topic.
We should go back to
Waffle maker. Anyways, what?
but yeah, the majority of things that have been going on, really, there hasn't been much. big news.
PVZ2 comes out this month. Far Cry Primal comes out this month. Fire Emblem Fates comes out this month.
The majority of the news is barely news.
Yeah.
So, that being said, we're going to move forward with some gameplay
Gameplay
of a game that is not even new. And when I mentioned this game, both of these people behind me had no idea what I was talking about. So, and a lot of you probably won't have any idea what I'm talking about. So, I want to say almost immediately after the Xbox One came out, there was a preview game that essentially was like a alpha access game where you could do the free trial for an hour, and then if you wanted to actually
You
have
can
full
turn that
access,
on if you want to, by the way.
once you did have full access, you can play it as long as you want. So it's called The Long Dark. And with this game, it's essentially a survival game. You're flying in a plane, the plane crash lands due to a geomagnetic storm, so there's no electricity, there's no nothing, and you're abandoned in a Canadian tundra alone. And you just have to survive. Like, to my knowledge, there's no end game.
Canada.
Yeah, in Canada.
Yeah.
Fucking Canada.
But there's no end game to my knowledge. And when I first started playing, there was just the game.
I like it already.
Yeah.
I don't know why that logo was cool.
But it's also developed with, all sorts of really cool things. Like the subtleties in this game are surprisingly cool. So, like, if you're running in the snow, because it is the Canadian tundra, if you're running in the snow and you get into deep snow, you slow down. Or if you're running against the wind, you slow down. Like, it takes into account your temperature, like you would in a normal survival setting. It takes into account your hunger, your thirst, and your exhaustion level. And if any one of those things drops below a certain point, you start losing health.
Okay.
And you have to get into a situation where you can start regenerating that, or eat something or drink something to help bring that back.
So, Ark, or Rust, essentially.
Right, but without multiplayer. It's strictly single player, and you can't really see it thanks to the stream, but on the right here is the option. There's no storyline, but it does give a story option, so I'm thinking eventually there will be a story related. And the sandbox mode, which is just essentially what they have. Ooh, they even have my load files. I like that. That's cool.
Show that really quick.
So this right here, story, obviously it says story, but when I open it up it says it's not available in the alpha, which it still is in. And then we obviously have the sandbox, which is the main play. So I'm just going to start up a new one. When I first went through this, I started on this Voyager option. Like, if you get too close to a wolf, it'll come attack you. But if you keep your distance, mostly things will just leave you alone. But for this stream, what the heck, we'll do Voyager. Now, it gives you different maps that you can access, and I figured, oh, that's cool, we can, explore different aspects of the tundra. But it turns out, if you read these, it actually, all of them are connected. So if you last long enough and you can search far enough, you can find a connection from the Mystery Lake to the Coastal Highway. Or Highway, yes. Highway. Or you can go from the Mystery Lake, and I discovered this because my first playthrough I started on Pleasant Valley just because I saw a barn and I was like, ooh, there's going to be stuff in there. I can go find that and it'll be good. But then on another playthrough I was playing on Mystery Lake and got to a certain point where I found a way to get to the Pleasant Valley. So it's like a huge world that's randomly generated with other dead people that tried to survive in this tundra but weren't able to.
Interesting.
There's like cabins you can go and find. There's all sorts of different stuff. So, male or female?
Male.
Female.
I'm listening to Keisha.
Your other one's
What
female,
parts
it's a
do
male.
you have? You have male parts.
What parts are fun? Female parts.
She's got a point.
Nah, they're only fun when I... We're not gonna go there. Put friends.
Yeah, that works.
Oh.
I was gonna put all of you, but okay.
Just put friends.
Just play Keisha. Screw Brian here.
Alrighty, so we will get a lot of ambient noise. But yeah, it explains geomagnetic storm has brought your plane crashing down, and how long can you survive? That's it. Like, you just see how long you can last.
I could last.
Then it gives you this inspirational quote from a writer, and then you just drop right in. So, I spawned here. I always forget the controls initially.
First person.
Yeah, it is first person.
Then why do they give you the option of being male or female if you can't even tell?
You'll hear from the voiceover in a little while. Like, it'll get an option. And I also think that... So the carry weight is the exact same. But the... Oh, I didn't want to drop that. Come back.
Ooh, footprints.
Yep.
No feet, but there's footprints.
Give me. Thank you. There we go. But ultimately, like, I think the girl is slightly faster. From what I've experienced. So you have to collect sticks and other bits of wood so you can make a fire to keep yourself warm. You have to see if you can find additional tools to help you progress. So, like, if I go and break up this branch, it takes 10 minutes and it burns 42 calories, but it gives me 2 additional sticks that I can use to create fire. So
It has
you
a
can
calorie counter.
It does. Like, you have to keep track of your calories, which is essentially your hunger and your exhaustion. So,
Weight Watchers everywhere could go out of business.
right? So you can kind of hear
Freezing.
is that she's shivering. We obviously don't have enough clothes on, and I honestly have no idea where I'm at.
You're out in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
On a frozen tundra.
Now, when I've played on this map before, it has given me like 1 of 3 spawn points. And this is the first time that I've actually gotten in this spawn point, so I'm not sure exactly where I am in relation to the lake.
Is that where you want to get to, is the lake?
The lake does have a lot of buildings, because it has like fishing huts on the frozen ice, and a couple of cabins around the lake. That way I can find more materials and stuff to build.
Okay.
Oh,
You died.
game crashed.
Oh, yay, Alpha.
You broke it down.
That will happen. But like, if you find the lake, it's the best way to actually, get and build stuff. Because eventually you can find a hatchet, which is like one of the crucial things that you need. That way you can break up things really quickly and open up cans of food that are found lying around. Plus it's a hatchet. That's nice.
I used to carry a hatchet around in my car.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Really?
Why not?
Yeah, Steven left it in the car. There's a hatchet, there's a couple of knives, there's a crowbar.
Why not? There's nothing wrong with self-defense and being prepared for the worst.
When you live in the middle of nowhere, you're out
Will
late
you
at
help a
night,
brother out?
You want a cookie?
No.
What?
you can't hear anything.
Oh,
Oh, you know
yeah,
what?
for sure.
I can't hear you
Good.
Okay. Keisha?
either. Yeah, that's fake, but it's good. Oh, now I don't hear anything.
How about now?
That's fake, but it's good.
How about now?
Nope.
Check, check.
Nope.
Check, check.
Nope.
Check.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Alrighty. So let's try this again. Oh, it didn't save it. Alright, well, we're doing it again. Okay. And friends.
KKA. KKS. KKS.
Ah, we could have done that too. So,
KFK.
KFK.
I like K.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
KFC.
So this is one of the spawns that I've had before, where you spawn in the camp office. It's right outside of the lake. So you have potbelly stoves, which is where you can start up a fire, warm up, get things.
Wood.
You can actually heat up using that, but you can find stuff around
What?
to help your survivability. So this magnifying glass over here, hiding, you can use it to light fires in the daytime.
Probably
without
useful.
using up a match, like you can find here. Yeah, you can search everything, see what you can find. Cloth helps because you can then fix your clothing. If you get attacked by anything, it's going to get torn up. You can find this, reclaimed wood, which is typically what you find from breaking up stuff. On workbenches, you can find whetstones to sharpen knives and hatchets you can find. You can use a line and a hook to fish for things on the lake. Granola bars to keep food going, scrap metal to help fix things, and a workbench to build stuff. So I like to use this cabin as like my home base, just because I can then use it to make stuff. I can store stuff. There's stuff upstairs. And a bed, so I don't have to worry about bedroll, which you also have in your inventory. So if I go right up here, the first time I spawned in here, there was a dead guy right at the top of the stairs.
Comforting.
Nothing I can do about it. He
Very
was just there.
comforting.
You can search him for stuff. Like basic gloves, I can use those, or a toque, just another word for a hat. Yeah. But like I can find
Many a bed to choose from.
Yeah. A book, and then painkillers, which is probably the most important thing here, because if you fall, like if you drop off of an edge, the only way to fix that is with painkillers and a splint. And splints are difficult to create, so painkillers keep you alive. You can eat dog food. I have had to resort to it before, but then
Sounds yummy.
yeah, you have the wood stove and a bed. So, and another bedroll if you want to carry that with you everywhere. But like, if we look into the inventory, you can see my medical stuff, my, apparel.
I feel like this is very focused on just surviving.
That's exactly what it is. Like, you have to focus on surviving.
Like, I mean...
That's why I asked, how long could you survive?
For instance, Ark, like, obviously you have to survive,
but then you can go and build stuff.
You build stuff, you tame dinosaurs, you kill other humans.
With this, you can go and kill deer and fight wolves, and there's bears. Like, you have to avoid those at all costs because they don't go down with a bullet shot. I learned that the hard way. Yeah, bears are angrier than all get out. But yeah, you have to keep track of your condition. Like, you have to keep warm, you have to stay rested, you have to eat, and you have to drink. So
What's
like,
that one? That was the third one down?
it's hunger. So
Hunger.
heat, rest, food,
Okay.
water. So you have to have the
I
essentials.
thought it said peckish, but I wasn't sure that's what it said.
Well, it is peckish because I could eat, but it's not like a dire need.
Oh, so it's just...
And it's in live here, so you can see very slightly that each of those things is
going
dropping
down.
because I'm not eating, I'm not getting rest, and I'm not drinking water. So I have to, go in here, I have to eat something to increase my calorie count and make sure that I stay alive. So the one downside to spawning inside is that you don't get a lay of the land around you. So let's go and do that.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer that it's not just open door leave.
Yeah, but it is, still a beautiful landscape. Like, once we step outside
I'm
here-
sure it just, like, that fluidity of just opening the door
Yeah.
to go outside.
And the
would be a
first
lot
time you
better.
step outside, it's always slow, but every subsequent time, it's pretty quick. So see, the lake. There's fishing houses out there. The most important part about starting near the lake is that you can get easy supplies. So, like these cattails, I can go ahead and harvest this, and I can get a stalk or the head that I can use as tinder. The stalk I can eat. So I have immediate food and tinder available right here on the lake.
That's nice.
Now, the big
I
thing.
feel like you've done some serious research and
I've
gaming into this.
played a good solid 8 hours already, and I started
Pretty
playing
good
it
grasp of the game.
yeah, I've played about 8 hours total, and that's just on 3 different maps. So initially I started off, just threw myself in there without any context, without any idea what I was doing, and I almost immediately died.
As I did with Ark.
Yeah.
The first time I hopped into Ark, I tried swimming across an ocean and I got killed by a megalodon. I looked in the water, I was like, that's a big ass shark.
And then he was dead.
And then I was dead.
The one thing you have to be careful out on the lake, though, is that wolves like to wander out here. And if one of them spots you, there's no real way to...
There's one to your left.
No, it's a deer.
Oh.
Yeah. The deer will run away from you.
That's unfortunate.
Yep, so once you find a gun, if you find a gun,
I like
you can use rifle rounds to take them down and get food from them. But yeah, you have to search through everything just to make sure you don't miss Summit Soda.
Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
Anyway,
But
yes. So as you search through things, you pick up things that can help you survive. But if you get attacked by anything, you are in danger. That's definite trouble. So see, this is an ice fishing pole. I can go ahead and break this open and fish with that hook and line that I just crafted together earlier. But I don't really have the option. So one thing that does signal that there's somebody that's dead is there's crows flying above me. So something that's died, there's going to be a body on the ground, there's going to be crows circling. So I can go over here, find this dead body, and then just search it. And the bastard left nothing behind. Alright. Except for some firewood, which is always good to have. and difficult to harvest without a hatchet. Man, turning up nothing. Oop, condensed milk, that's always healthy. And it can keep forever, which is also a bonus. How many hours do I have left? 3? We need to, whoa, let's not do that yet.
The question, are you still naked?
No, I'm wearing clothes.
You start out with clothes on.
You start out with clothes on.
Oh, okay.
Just because you were
Yeah,
flying.
a little different than Rust or Art.
Yeah, it's different from, art.
Right off buck naked.
Yeah.
Actually, Rust. You played Rust?
No.
Rust is very anatomically accurate,
Lovely.
and you start naked.
I'm
So
sure
it's
people
just
had
all
fun with
hanging
that.
out.
I'm sure people have fun with that.
I'm sure they do
I can
too.
use this.
There's also pros and cons to each individual thing that you find. So like those salty crackers that I just picked up, if we look at them, one, they're pretty close to going bad. They do have 600 calories, but they take away water from your supply because they're salty. So that's you have to be careful with what you eat. You have to be careful with what you do. You have to pay attention to what you're doing, and that's kind of why I love it so much. Is because if you make one wrong move and eat the wrong thing at the wrong time, you might just go ahead and screw yourself for the rest of the game. I love this kind of game. It's so in depth, and the one thing that I notice is that eventually you'll see weather stir up. The blizzard will come through. And it'll say question mark of hours remaining for daytime. Because it's so stormy out, you don't know. And so then it's a big question of how long do you have left until the storm passes? Or can you survive on what materials you have in the situation that you're in? And if you decide to go outside during the storm, it's going to be colder. It's going to be harder to move around because if you're running against the wind, it's going to slow you down. It genuinely will slow you down. So I like the little details because it shows
It's all
where
about the
you
little
live.
things.
Yeah, it's all about the little things in this one because there's not much to it because it's an alpha. But everything they've thought of and everything they've put in is well done. So
That's nice.
yeah. Yeah, when you come in here, you find newsprint rolls.
Okay.
Again, tinder that you can use for starting the fire. You have to have all of the aspects of fires to help make things, work well. So if I break this down, I use about 15 minutes, 62 calories, but that takes away my time of daylight. And I really don't want to be out at night because I know that's when wolves come out and hunt. So at this point, I'm probably going to want to go back to my home base or quickly search through one of the other cabins around here to see if I can find anything, but then book it back before it gets nighttime. Because when it gets dark, and you can't find your way around it. So you either have to make a torch or wander your way around until you find some cover. If you get stranded and you don't have the proper clothes on or you don't have enough, heat, you can die of freezing. You can die of, I went to sleep in one of my playthroughs and I didn't wake up. I died in the middle of my sleep session because I didn't have enough heat around me. So it's if you don't have a fire around where your sleeping bag is, you're pretty much screwed. It's realistic in that aspect. I love it. Thoughts? Opinions? Either of you want to give it a
I
shot?
want to see you get eaten.
Dick.
That's funny.
It seems fun. There's just not a lot of
it kind of
It's not
fits
a lot
into
of action,
right.
and
right.
I'm a very action-oriented person. You can
It's
tell
a
by the
niche
games
game.
that I play.
Right, it's a niche game.
And it seems fun. Like, you know, I like Ark. I play Ark. But games like this, I'd want to play with other people all the time. Playing it with other people. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to play it at all. That's why I haven't touched Ark. 'Cause I really don't.
You don't have a.
Well, there have been a lot of issues joining servers. Like, they added new servers and then they filled up immediately.
Right.
And when there's a high volume of people playing and you can't get on the server, that you've spent hours and hours and hours and hours of building your character, building your base, taming dinosaurs, then
What's the point?
yeah. And you can start your own personal playthrough, but on personal playthroughs, if you host your game, the people that join you can't go far from you. And like on our online hosted server that we were playing, you know, we were on opposite sides of the map at one point. You know, like literal opposite sides, like corner to corner. Where it even on a flying dinosaur, it takes you.
It takes a while.
Like 10 minutes to cross the whole thing.
They found a hatchet.
I found a hatchet. It's important.
Oh, she's getting tired. Which you can see!
Oh,
In cold.
Yep. Which means I should probably get back to home base. Nope. None of these have a furnace, so I don't really want to walk in there and spend the night there, because it's likely that I'll just get cold and die. Yeah, you can watch as the time goes by in the sky, and then once it becomes night, it actually, like, goes dark, the stars come out. It's gorgeous.
That's cool.
And the subtle cell shading on this game, like, it's just... I think it's beautiful, in my opinion. It kind of gives that Skyrim feel, especially once you get into the nighttime.
It seems slightly more cartoony than Skyrim.
Right, exactly. It feels like a mix between Borderlands and Skyrim. But, like, this kind of game I could genuinely play for hours. It's similar to Minecraft as well. Like, I could play Minecraft.
This will come in handy.
Ooh.
It's so sad. He's just chilling instead.
Chilling. Ah! You set that up!
I did.
It's getting dark now.
Yep, I'm working on it. I have to get back home. See, you can kind of see how the stars are starting to come out.
That's kind of cool.
When the sun sets, like it's a genuine course.
I gotta
So you
warm
can
up
kind of tell
somehow.
distance. Yes, I know, honey. I'm working on it. Yeah, which each dead person you can search through them for stuff, as well as sometimes you'll find items lying next to them. Like, every once in a while you'll find a guy who's traveling with a gun, and it's just sitting there next to him since he passed out, frozen to death. Like,
That's the little red symbol down.
so that down there shows icicles, which means she's too cold, and soon my health is going to start dropping because she's too cold.
Okay.
So if I'm overburdened, there will be a little
Oh,
race
soon I'm
symbol
gonna
down there,
think.
which means I'm going to be moved slower. I'm moving
You're
slower.
over encumbered.
Yeah, I'm going to be moving slower, and I'm going to get tired faster. Or there's one that it shows like a paw print, which means I was damaged by a wolf, and if I don't get the proper treatment, I'll die from infection. That was another one that I had, is that I got wounded by something, and then I went to sleep to try and pass time, and I died in my sleep because of the infection I had. So, if you go into here, it shows that I need a starter, tinder, fuel, and then an accelerant, which gives you a guaranteed chance of success. Plus, it speeds up the process. So, like, if I start this, I use that filter for fuel, it'll give me X amount of time for that to fully burn, and I can add more. So I've got 8 hours of fuel. I can cook this tomato soup. Eat that. And then by the time this is done cooking, daylight will be gone. And then nighttime is done. Then you can also melt snow and then boil it to make it so that it's potable, so you can actually drink it. So I'll just go ahead and get 1.5 liters. Time passes as it melts. And then see that little red eye in the bottom? That means I'm too tired. So if that goes on for too long, then I'll pass out and die. So I have boiled water. I'm going to go ahead. So let's eat some of this jerky. Where'd that soup go? There we go.
Cow bamboo.
Yes. It came straight from the start. And then we'll drink some water. Yeah, sorry, the game likes to do that since I'm right next to the fireplace. Is that better, Bamboo?
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Sorry, Bamboo.
Now, just for Bamboo's sake, I am going to go ahead and pull out my bedroll over here. Oh, because I can't sleep.
I'll just go ahead and find that.
Now, because if I sleep next to the
Yeah,
fire...
yeah, I do hear.
So here. Sorry about this, Bamboo. Torch. There we go. Stand there and go to bed over here. 10 hours of rest. Calories are burned while you're sleeping. So you have to take advantage of that. But because I'm sleeping in a bedroll inside, I do get a heat bonus, so I stay warm.
And your
Question
temperatures
marks?
were in Celsius.
Yeah, because we're in Canada.
Sweet.
But yeah, because see, it says question marks, hours of
You know, that guy
darkness
who
left.
drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right about now.
So I'm gonna drink some water, eat some food. Let me get back up. Yeah, we are in Canada. So if it's really dark. Hold on.
Nice guy.
Yep.
Quick. Light it up using a match. Alright. So if I step outside, it's gonna be cold real fast. Watch this. Any minute now. Maybe.
Still night outside?
Yeah, it will still be night outside.
So you didn't sleep for the full 10 hours?
Or I probably did. Oh, so it's foggy. So that's why we're not able to see what time it
This
is.
fog is interesting because it makes me feel like blood infection form is gonna just pop out of nowhere.
Because it's during the middle of the day, it kind of gives that greenish hue, but particularly at the start of the day.
And it's just... You're gonna die.
You're having flashbacks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
so
my Halo days are coming back to haunt me.
there's this train tracks that you can follow.
There's a train. I was just seeing a train just goes through there.
Choo-choo, motherfucker.
So if you follow these train tracks, eventually you're gonna find something.
So there's nothing, no other sentient life.
Other than wolves, deer, rabbits, bears.
There's no sentient life other than
There's no electricity.
You are alone out in the wild with
The long dark. It's genuinely like you have to be aware. Hello, birds.
So the train derailed and just nobody knows about it.
Pretty much. Well, one guy knew about it.
Well, obviously the people who didn't get their shipment of whatever knew about it.
Yeah, if they're still alive. But oh, hey, they changed it.
Used to be a dead guy.
There has been a dead guy inside here. They tried to cover up for one. Yeah, there's typically, like once I go around this bend, typically something chilling here. Perfect. So flares are another source of light that you can use. And then continue. And there's typically nothing in there. Ooh, simple tools. These are nice. You always want those. And with the pry bar here, no. Sometimes there's regular stuff, sometimes it's completely random. So it's never the same playthrough ever. I like it. But yeah, this is the Long Dark. I never thought I'd be interested in it. Like, I never figured that it'd be something that I, play. I figured it looked cool, it was free, why not? But it's definitely worth the $20 I spent. Like, I played the hour, I wanted
20.
Only $20 for the full access to the alpha, and I have a feeling once they come out in beta and you get the actual full release, if it ever does happen, it'll only get better and better. So I figured, why not? That's how much I paid for Minecraft when I first bought it, and I had that in alpha, and in beta, and then full release. So yeah. And it is Minecraft. No other word. But, yeah. So, I highly suggest it. It is obviously a niche game, but...
Have to try it out.
Yeah.
So is there still the 1 hour free trial?
Yeah. If you download it now, you get that free 1 hour trial, just to see if you like it. If you do, fantastic. If not, then... you haven't lost any money. So,
good to know.
It's fun. I really like it. I'll go ahead and step inside, but I think we're about out of time here. So, thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate it. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Again, I'm Kane.
I'm Keisha.
Fry.
And this has been Fiesta Gaming on Stuper Bowl Sunday.
Stuper Bowl.
We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Bye.